of recovery from the knee?
I'm feeling great, progressing really well.
What do you have like a timeline on when you'll be able to go full speed again, or are you close to that now?
Yeah, definitely close. I mean, we're trending in the right direction just with available time now, and we just want to respect that whole process. But everything's going really well.
Will you switch up your routine this year, given what happened in the summer?
Yeah, I think there's definitely things I'll look at and that I've already looked at and will continue to look at and make changes where necessary and keep the things that I think will benefit me.
Was there any sense that you went too hard, like you were training too much in the off season?
No, I don't. I mean, I think you got to be really careful to, put a stamp on exactly what caused something, especially when you don't know. I think my mindset right now is just, hey, get to where I'm feeling 100% as quick as possible, make the adjustments where needed, and come back ready to go for OTAs.
Have the Achilles calmed down enough now where it's not a concern going into next season?
Yeah, 100%.
So you're saying that like there wasn't any particular thing in particular like that triggered it? It would just kind of over time.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't train any harder than the year before when I was the Offensive Player of the Year. So I think for me, I don't think it's an overwork thing. I think sometimes things happen that you don't understand why, but it's my job to figure out why, to make the corrections so that I can be the best player I can be for this team.
How hard was it for you to miss? I mean, you seemed like you were finally getting it rolling there in that Buffalo game before you got. How hard was it to kind of swallow this year?
Incredibly hard. Yeah, very difficult. But I think I've been through adversity before like this, and it just doesn't make it easier. But it was definitely tough for me in all ways. But that's life.
What do you envision for yourself and this team in 2025?
I'm excited, man. I think we're all pissed off in the right ways, and I think that's a good place to be.
I was going to ask you, I guess, how pissed off are you? Is this a level of pissed off you haven't been before, or?
I think for me it's always probably pretty salty, but not in a bad way. I think it's when you have a lot of success for a couple years in a row and then you get humbled quick, it's a good reminder of what it takes to be good in this league. Not that we needed a reminder, but I'm just excited for the off season to get everybody a little bit of rest, get healthy again, and come back ready to go with full year in front of us.
Are there any other silver linings other than the rest?
You can always find silver linings. It can always be better, could always be worse. I think that's my mentality right now, though, is just take it one day at a time, work every single day to be the best player I can be, and not look at past years or future and this and that. Just focus on working, and that's it.
Was the Buffalo injury particularly frustrating because it seemed like it was inches away from being a touchdown, maybe a play that could have sparked things going in another direction?
Yeah, it was frustrating for a lot of reasons. I think I grew up playing in a lot of snow games, and so for me, I was really excited to play in another snow game. It was very nostalgic for me, and it was also kind of the first time I felt like myself again, and I was excited about that. But that was good. It was good that it happened because I got to taste it again and understand what I can do, and I'm feeling great now, and it's just a matter of putting together the best offseason as possible, working extremely hard, and coming back for OTAs ready to go.
George was just asked this, but what were your thoughts on Brock and any sort of changes you saw from him from last year to this year?
Man, I thought Brock was great. I think, I think he's done such a good job of managing the team. He's the leader, he's the quarterback, and it doesn't always go well. I think obviously he was the last pick in the draft, and so he probably came in with a chip on his shoulder. But since he's been playing, it's been a lot of good. And somebody who I've experienced a lot of good and a lot of bad in this league. And I think he's done a really good job for his first time going through, losses like this, of maintaining composure, maintaining work ethic, and continuing just to be himself. And that's a good sign for a young player because, it's not always like that. So I'm excited for him. I'm pumped for him, and I'm proud of him, and lucky he's on our team.
I know you stay out of other players' business, but we know what's coming up for him contractually. Is he a guy who seems particularly able to deal with the change in life that's going to bring him? This is going to be a large difference for him.
Yeah, I would consider him somebody that will handle the changes very well.
Having the perspective that you did, not being on the field, did that give you a different view of what was going on in the locker room? I mean, it was a challenging season, but what did you see from where you were?
Well, it's tough, you know. I think when you're not out there, it's I don't want to say you don't have a right, but you know, it's just tough because you're not contributing, and so that's one of the most frustrating things about it is you're not helping, and for me, it's just about being a good teammate where I can be, and trying to come back as quick as possible. You know, unfortunately, sometimes those are the only things you can do when you're hurt. But guys never stopped working hard. Guys never stopped coming in here with intent. We had a really, tough year. And I've been a part of tough years, and I've been a part of good years. I can tell you one thing, though. There's only one team happy at the end of the year, and everyone else is really pissed off, whether you lose the Super Bowl or whether you go 6-11 or whatever it is. So I think the mind shift now has to shift quick from, this was a tough year, let's learn from the mistakes and get ready for OTAs, because we don't have time to mope on this year, and just like last year we didn't have time to think about the Super Bowl, and that's easier said than done, but we got to get ready for this next year for the guys that'll be here and come back hungry.
Question may be a stupid question, but the first 3 games, why were you not, I mean, obviously there might be obvious answers here, but why did you not quite feel like yourself into the Buffalo game?
Well, I just think football takes time to get good at it, and to get your eyes, your body, everything syncing together. It's one of the only sports where it's very hard to replicate. We can't play 5-on-5 in the off season on a basketball court. So it's tough to replicate those kind of reps full speed against a team that's trying to tackle you, not tag off. And so it just takes a lot of reps. And so sometimes feelings aren't even reality. You might have looked great, but you might have felt off. And so for me, it felt like I had a better burst. It felt like I had my feet under me again. I was seeing it right. I was hitting it. It just, maybe it was more of a feeling than a reality, but that's just how I felt.
It looked like a reality.
Thank you.
Yeah, you want my approval, I know.
I appreciate it.
Are you getting Creek Week?